I'm so excited that you did that too, but it's learning the strategies around there. That's why I started this show. And Monday is a perfect day. If you nail Monday, it just kind of flows for the rest of the week. It just sets you up. It's a perfect way to not just roll out of your bed, get into work in business, and just start working. And then all of a sudden your day goes good. But what if you do all of that good stuff so when you are ready to open the doors for business, that you are feeling pretty tenacious? So I welcome you in. Today we are really talking about two things, and I was thinking about this, like, what are we talking about? Because it's actually been a couple weeks since I've done this show. There was so much going on, and I thought the timing to come back in was this. So I see that we're going to be talking about joy and fun. What is your definition of joy and fun? Joy can bring so many things, especially when you bring your heart, hand to your heart. You can really feel something different. It depends on what mode you're in today. It may be very difficult to get in there, but also it may be pretty rewarding too. You can feel the shift. You can feel yourself opening up. You take a deep breath in. Oh, just that exhale starts becoming more welcoming. I know some Mondays I come in and I'm like, how am I going to do the Rhonda Lou Moxy show, like this fabulous thing that I envision every day, and be in truth? That's what I seek every day, and I want that for you too. The more that we can get in alignment to what we say, the words we use, and who we are, like recognizing who we are. So I want to go in and also talk about, there's 4 ways to really communicate with yourself, communicate to others with who you are. And they're basic, but I love basic stuff because basic stuff brings massive movement forward. And I don't know if you're in this mindset, but I know I used to think everything had to be complicated because that means nobody else thought about it. Well, I never thought about, if nobody else thought about it, how much hard work it is to really get somebody into that vision that you're trying to express, or that energy. If you're talking way, way, way over somebody's head and they're like, you're happy, but I'm not understanding why you're saying this or that. So we do things simple. What it does is we get to build energy from that simplicity. And that is where everything grows. Basic. Because sometimes you do complication, you're weighing the deficit of, how can I do this? How am I going to do that? What's my strategies? What am I going to do? Drawing and prepping and all that kind of stuff. And you can do that every day. But when you make it basic and pure from what you can hear, there's actually 7 ways to communicate, and you learn the quickest ways to get in there to really share your heart and what you want out of life, out of what you are living here. Like, why are we here? And it can't just be our to-do list. It can't be the everyday. If you take a step outside of your body and you start looking, we look so small in our 4 walls. And is it really just about coming in and what we think from the inside out? But what if we got out of that inside out and the stories that we tell ourselves, and we get in recognizing this is the only moment. And then there's another one that you can lose because it keeps moving forward. And if you come from the inside out, it's really difficult to be able to see everybody else because you're first coming from your thoughts, your patterns, what you think is real. So you're ready to debate with somebody if something doesn't go right. Like, oh, that's not the way I think. And it's like, well, but then how do we connect and appreciate each other? And I think these times, I know so many people that are struggling. How are you doing today? Really sending you so much love. I'm sending myself love too. I need it because we keep growing. And if we keep growing, that means there's a lot of vulnerability in our way because we're changing so many patterns of the ways that we were raised and the ways that we used to think. And every morning when we open that door and we look at the sunrise or we look at the stars and we go, all right, We get another day. What do I want to do with that day? Well, that's your new identity. It's all the experience you have that's already just in your cells. You don't have to remember them. But I think about this. I was a waitress. I started paper route when I was in kindergarten. I Oh, I love the waitressing. I'm just so stuck on that. I did accounting, CPA, 10 years. I looked over millions and millions of dollars throughout my experience of doing that. I guide people in their business. Like, bring it all in. What are the gems that you have done all your life? It's all right there in your body, ready to go, and especially in your heart. So if you only go in your brain works on a fight or flight. But if you come from your heart and you start bringing in all that really good energy from the outside too, your heart connects you at a deeper level. You can hear and breathe. Now you're not thinking about your thoughts, but you're just in it. You see it. You see the reality. Not what your brain is telling you, the reality and the experience, but you're really looking at being in tune and being with somebody, or just yourself and being able to listen. That is the base of what we're working into. We're just going in there and redoing like our new identity, because our heart has 40,000 neurons that works like a brain. So you're working with the heart cohesiveness. It really smartens up the brain too. And all your experiences are right here. So let's just say that you go, okay, my new journey is to be fully in the heart center. When your brain starts saying things, the 60,000 words it says every day, 80% of that is to be known to be negative. And 90% is when it just goes over and over and over and over in your brain. And that's when you get in your cycles and you don't even know it, just that you're mad every day at a certain time, like at 3:00. Or you're mad because, or you're upset, or you're in love with something. Well, that's really exciting to know, like, what am I in love with? But when you're mad about something, it's like it just wraps you in. So think about that. Welcome into the Rhonda Lou Moxy show. And I hope that got you going, because I want you to have your pen. I have like a permanent red marker. Actually, that's what I picked up. But I want you to have your pen and your journal. Because these moments right now, any ideas you have, you're going to have some downloads, some movement, some energy, some positivity. And you really want to work with that kind of energy, because every day, that's like, I've been in the health industry for 25 years. It's healing on the body because you're calming the nervous system. And when you calm the nervous system, before you calm the nervous system, your nervous system is doing this, because it's trying to reset itself consistently. And if you don't recognize that, your body will be doing this all the time, and you'll be more exhausted than somebody else. You'll have a slower metabolism than somebody else, because your body's going to slow down and take care of itself. Oops. You can hear my dress on that. And you literally want to journal on something about that. How do I want to calm my nervous system? What do you do that brings in the calm? Now you're starting to build the base. You're starting to see yourself. You're starting to talk to yourself in the way of getting to know yourself. So when you know yourself, there's more to be there, more to have, more to love on. So I learned something this morning. I feel like I learn every day, and it's probably something close to what I learned the day before, maybe a month ago or a year ago. But when I was looking at the stars and I saw the clouds, I saw sprinkles of black, because I think it's going to be raining today. So I look up at the sky, and I see these rolling spaces, just what the sky does, painting a canvas. And I smell the fresh air, that morning air, so crisp and fresh and new. And then I walk around the Fresh Inspiration Ranch. We have a 1/4 acre right in the front of our place. And so I'm walking and walking and walking, feeling my feet, feeling my experience of what I want today, just being with my experience. And sometimes that's where I'll start my day and then I'll go into drills like running and doing all these different things with weights and stuff. But I didn't today. I wanted to keep the space calm in what I was learning. So my next thing I did is I started going to all my trees and just like kind of like feeling like their history. We have some trees that when we moved here 22 years ago in February, it'll be 22 years, that they were smooth. They felt very young. And then I go across the way to our other trees, crepe myrtles. They're incredible. You drive down the driveway and it's just so cool. And I felt those trees like, what's the experience I want today? What happens out in Mother Nature to really get that tenacious feeling? And the trees that were there before we came to this property, they have a little bit more rough surface. They feel more wise with the way that they flow. I mean, all this energy that I get from the Fresh Inspiration Ranch with the grass, the flowers. We just brought some new flowers on yesterday to the ranch, and they're beautiful yellow and white. And so I was so happy playing with that. What's your discovery here? Mine today was about love. But the two words that really came to me were joy and fun. I knew I felt both those at the same time. And to me, I was like, you know what? That's what this is about. Because by the time we get out of the Rhonda Lou Moxy show, because we started entering in with some type of mood, some type of energy. But when you come out of it, what do you want to see? What's the structure that you want of emotions and beauty that you see? What you really see outside your eyes instead of all the negative stuff? Negative would be stuff that just doesn't make you feel good, steals your energy, steals your mindset, captures your mindset, and puts you in a whole new state. But if you could bring in joy and fun today, I think it'll be pretty cool. And I have a story about path. Like, what path do you want to take, especially when you have 7 paths to look at, and then you choose one, but then you realize there's some more paths after you choose that one path that you went down. This is all along the way of like a beautiful meditation, moving you forward, moving your energy, getting curious about your new stuff, because every day is a new identity. Today is new. It's not that I'm this age and oh, I've already seen that, but it's like, oh my gosh, I'm very aware something new is happening here. My definition of joy, what's yours? My definition of joy, add in whatever you want, is about nervous system calm. I can hear my joy, my energy. Everything seems to be working right. Now, I can have an ache or pain here, but when I'm in this, my body feels lighter. I don't feel heavy. And I heard somebody talking about this yesterday, and it was about people believe that when you get older, that your body gets heavier and harder to move. And there's all this stuff going on. And I already know all this stuff. You get wrapped in the drama. Joy is about bringing it. Because if you bring it, everything feels lighter. Your sore knee all of a sudden goes away. There's something about that. I'll tell you a story about when I was in Greece this last summer. I'm in the best shape and health that I've been in quite a long time since I left hypothyroid medicine 20 years ago. So we're in where we're looking at these beautiful grounds where they've been building these beautiful buildings that didn't get finished, and the history around it. It's a hot day. It's close to 100. I'm like, wow, I can feel overwhelmed now, but if I don't feel overwhelmed, how much better would my day be? So I go and I sit under a tree because it's very hot, and I just put my hand on the tree and I start noticing that I'm very open to receiving energy from the tree. I'm like, breathe in that fresh energy as the tree takes my exhales. And this isn't woo, by the way. That's science, if anybody's in here concerned about woo. But actually, I think that's how Rhonda Lou Moxy rolls anyway. So I feel light in my body, not a mid-50-year woman light. I feel 18 light or 17, whichever one. And I feel light. I feel tenacious. I'm bouncing all over the place all of a sudden. So I just take off. And I'm like walking down and then up these hills to get to the buildings that were built. It's the history around it. And I am like, oh my gosh, where are the kids? What are we doing? This is so cool. But I kind of calm myself so I didn't talk that much. But I felt that. Then I go and there's these big boulders, and we're walking across the boulders to get to another building. And all of a sudden, I'm like, this is what I used to do. I used to jump, 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 run, run, run. So I started doing that. Now, that's not the normal state. And tell me, have you ever had anything like that happen to you where you're just acting like you're, this and that, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh my gosh, I feel so light? Or do you remember when you were younger? Bring back those days, stuff that makes you feel really, really awesome. And then you realize who deep inside you really are. So that's what I'm doing. I'm recognizing who I am. I'm feeling good. So then I'm jumping on each rock and I'm holding on my phone. You know where this is going? Well, I didn't fall, but I missed a step just a little bit. So it kind of pushed me forward. And then to, cross my balance so then I didn't fall on the ground on boulders, I threw my phone. Whack! I said, something is telling me I shouldn't be carrying my phone. And not just carrying my phone, but just be with the moment. So I go look at my phone, totally crashed. The whole system, there's green, it's all, I'm like, I can't do any more meditations. I can't take any more pictures because I was creating meditations through the vacation time too. I like to do that. Okay, so my phone is totally dead, but I got to feel that lightness. 17, 18-year-old, woo-hoo. Remember when you were younger? You're like, oh, wow, that energy and that vivaciousness. Is that a word? So that's what I did. I broke my phone. But that is what joy is. You can just feel it, every cell of your body. You don't question anything. I didn't question myself like, oh, just a moment ago, I was concerned about my balance because if I step on that rock, am I going to fall? I just went for it. That's what joy is. You can feel it, every cell of your body. You are in alignment. All you see is the beauty around you, and you just can't stop yourself. And somehow your body doesn't get hurt because you're just in so much alignment. You don't second guess yourself. You just do it. So what's your definition of joy? Can you grab that one? Fun. I was having so much fun, but fun to me is my brain, 90% that we're known to say the cycle over and over and over. Fun is that I get to calm that down by warming up my heart. Because if my heart is in it, it's going to calm my brain down, and it's going to say, my heart is going to say to my brain, it's okay. I know you're used to being in control. I know you're used to making decisions through the brain, but let's open it up. Let's play with this. And this is where the fun starts coming in. Let's play with this. Let's do it. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And fun is just that. You're not questioning yourself. It's like, I think of like a jog where you're like, oh, jog, 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 jog. Yes, 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 yes. I feel like that. Yes, that is the excitement of this show. We're talking about things that are friggin' gonna work, because the more that you believe and connect with this, the more that you're gonna say, oh my word, how did I miss this? Why am I looking at everything on the outside and reacting from it? But why don't I look at actually how small I am, how small my day is, unless I jump into it, make it bold and big and vivacious and tenacious. And when I think of tenacity, I think of safety first, like feeling your body and feeling that safety, because that safety ground builds from the base. It's not a deficit where you have to build yourself up because you're feeling negative for the day. So you're at your base safety. Yes. And I'm looking at my plaques here because I have my 3 plaques right behind me. I'm actually literally working off those plaques. So then I can feel my passion. I'm like, boom, bada, boom, 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 boom. Passion. And there's 4 ways to get to your passion. And there's 5 ways to get to your safety. So this is just a jump and a highlight. But if you can get into your safety, your passion, because safety comes first, then you can create your passion. And then from there, there's 3 more steps until you get to your tenacity. And if you have your tenacity, oh my word, woohoo! Then you're, oh body. I think of my grandma now. I'm like, oh woohoo! That's what my grandma used to say. She taught me how to be here, and then how to jump into it and go, yeah. But she would go, woohoo. And so what do I do these days? I used to go, woohoo. And after a while, I realized, here, wait, that's my grandma's vocals in my head, or vocals with me saying woohoo. And every time I did that, I think my grandma was by my side. Take that one in. So let's talk about this. You have 7 paths. Because if you choose a path, then at least you have a vision. The path doesn't have to be straight and strong, and those are your walls. You can't get out of it because that's the right path. That's the way you go. And then you do your to-do list. But what if you look at the 7 paths and you breathe into it and you go, what am I wanting to do here? When I was on the water yesterday with my board, I thought about this. I'm like, where is the place where I started? Because there's 2 other ways I can see myself going, and I don't really know which way to go. So this is what we're doing, is we're finding our path just by breathing in the energy of what do I feel is the right path. Brain will second guess you, but the more that you get into your tenacity, the more it opens up to, I'm going to that one right there. There's your 7, and I'm going to do that one right there. So let's say you breathe it in, you go, okay, I got my path, and that path represents your day, represents your future goals, represents that tomorrow you're going to wake up with a new identity, because everything you're building now is growing in your heart. Unless you're building in the negative way, then your brain's going to take over, and it's going to be hard to get into your new identity, your new flow. And this isn't massive, crazy stuff to have a new identity, because you're not forgetting everything you've done. It's right here. But all those memories back there do not serve you. All those memories that go back do not serve you. So you bring it forward and go, okay, I'm going to take the second path out of the 7 paths I get to choose from. And I'm going to start walking. I'm going to create my day. I'm going to be very curious. But I may have big structure in my day, but creativity is going to be where it's going to be. That's where you get your information. When you're curious, you allow yourself to be more creative. So you don't just see your year's experience of what you've done. You get to get downloads and go, oh, I see. I feel smarter today. And it doesn't go to your head because you're like, oh, I'm not doing this alone. So you're taking that path and you're building. All of a sudden you come and you go, here, wait. There's 4 more paths that I have to choose from this 7th path, the second path out of my 7 paths. Which one do I take? Because now I have 4 more paths to choose from that I thought I was dialed in for the day. I don't have to make any more decisions. When have you told yourself that? I don't have to make any more decisions. Is that good? Or you just want to go on autopilot and really not make these decisions that you get to create in your life? Everything. You get to be the creator. You get to be the person in your play. You get to paint the town. Oh, God, I'm so excited for today. It's Monday. Whoa. That's why I started the show. I'd be like, oh, it's Monday. And someone would say something. I go, oh, this is as far as I can go. So now you go, here, wait. I just was kind of trying to be a robot in my second path that I chose out of the 7. This has awoken me. So now I get to choose out of those 4 paths because I've already done some good work. I'm looking back to going, yeah, my day is feeling good. And we're almost done with the Rhonda Lou Moxy show. So that's almost what it is. Like right now you have 4 more ways to go out of the 7 paths that you started. You took 1. Now there's more paths opening up. So how do you want to finish this? How do you want your day to be? And you choose and you go, all right, let me breathe this in. I want joy and I want fun. And that always means I want to get some stuff done. I don't want to stay in the same place. Oh my gosh, that's just so old. Old, though, is that you don't have to work so hard. But when you get in alignment, you're not really working hard. You bring joy and fun with you. You get more energy. If you stay in the old, you feel old. You feel the minutia, the heaviness. Moving forward, you feel that joy and that fun, and you start feeling tenacious, and all of a sudden there's more energy and more. It's called the quantum leap effect, which we really believe in the Rhonda Lou Moxy show. You get to choose your path today. Now, I have 4 things that you want to look at here, though, as we are exiting out. Let's first take a breath. And we've done some really good stuff in this show, and I'm going to make sure that you feel this last part of it here. There's 4 ways to really get into your day, but you got to be in truth there because we still need to keep that connection. Not just that you're feeling good and then there's no connection with your day and your purpose and what you're like the end results that you're trying to get. Because when you choose those 4 paths, which one do you want? That really speaks to this other stuff. This helps you bring in your unique voice, your unique voice in your day, how you respond. You don't have to think it over and over and over to figure out how to respond to somebody. You come from your heart and you go, this is what I feel. Your unique voice, keeping your thyroid in healing space. 1 out of 4 we just talked about. What about 2 out of 4? Now, clarify your why. Why are we living? Why have we decided not just to leave? Why are we here? I think of my 89-year-old father-in-law, and he's kicking, man. He's creating beauty through his art. He has a beautiful voice, a beautiful smile. That guy knows why he's here on earth right now. He's 89 years old. Wow. Clarify your why. Why are you here? What makes you excited? Why do you want that alignment? Well, if you have that alignment, what kind of results can you get? And don't just do your to-do list today. Have things that you want to get done. Get those things done, but don't make it stringent. Know what your why is so you can play and really get to the seriousness of what your to-do list is. For me, I think the connection is the full energy. So I'm building business. So for me, it's going to be connecting with people. My why is it makes me happy to connect to people. I get so much excitement with this. But solidify you is the 3rd one. So if you're solidifying who you are, the words you say, the way that you can just sit with yourself and be, the quietness, that quiet space, you can feel it. And simplify your process. You need all 4 of these to be able to deal with your biggest challenges, because today you're going to have another challenge. And if you step into it, you're going to keep having that path of energy of warm and fun and joy and tenacity, curiosity, energy, impact, knowing that you've got this. But this is all around what I said before, bringing safety into your life, bringing that passion in, and the tenacity. What will you do with this energy? Tell me in the comments. Keep your vocals going. Keep yourself in the tenacious space. There's links that you can connect with me, but make sure you go to my tree and see what I've been doing lately. RhondaLiebig.com/tree. This show is called Rhonda Lou Moxy because when you're in this space, oh, it's divine and tons of energy. Rhonda Liebig is business, playing, and learning from this show too, as you guys are too. I love and appreciate you so much. You have an incredible day. Happy Monday. My heart to yours. Believe in your quantum leaps. Believe in them. And we're